Welcome back today on Education Moberly. We're talking with Megan Brock, an artist and MACC alum who has an exhibit going on at the college right now. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Oh, I'm happy to join you. I'm really excited about this interview.
Tell us a little bit about Dream Evil, a display of your work at the Jorgensen Fine Arts Gallery.
So Dream Evil is actually named after my favorite song by the singer Ronnie James Dio, Dream Evil. And in the song it says, the dark that you find can come out of your mind. And I really believe that. I think a lot of, it's not necessarily dark evil, but like kind of more mischievous than anything. And that's what my art is about. It's very mischievous. It's not necessarily evil, but there are some monsters, slipping in and out of the paint. So.
Monsters and ghosts, I guess, and just things, mysteries of your mind that you don't really know what is going to be around the next corner, I guess.
A little bit, yeah. I've always had very vivid dreams ever since I was a kid. And a recurring dream I've always had was about a werewolf, or at least I think it's a werewolf, chasing me through this really dark forest. And that's what inspired a lot of my monster art. There's a lot of werewolves. There's a lot of girls. I like to call them badass babes because I hate the term final girl, because a badass babe I feel is like the horror movie hero that's going to take out the bad guy or the monster, and that's what these women are doing in the paintings. Have you always had an interest in art, or was it specifically these dreams that kind of inspired you to get into art? Oh, I loved art ever since I was a little kid. I always loved story time. My second grade teacher, Miss O.J., would pick out the most wonderful books, and I fell in love with the illustrations. I remember one Halloween, she pulled out a book that was illustrated by Stephen Gamble, who was known for doing the More Scary Stories illustrations, and it was called Meet the Werewolf, and I just loved everything about that book. I tried to redraw a lot of the pictures, but I'm no Stephen Gamble. But I think I have a nice style of art, and when it comes to werewolves, I just love painting werewolves. What are some of the other things that interest you in art, the subjects that you like to draw or paint, or other things you like to do in the art world? Well, I actually started out illustrating my own picture books, and that started all the way back in second grade. Again, with Miss O.J., I made up my own little desktop library, and I had picture books that I made. They were a lot of, fairy tales like Cinderella and Little Red Riding Hood, and I tried to, do my version of it, but there was always something about a dress or a gown that I was always trying to copy, always trying to simulate within my work. And I think drawing monsters actually came about after writing to Mr. Stephen Gamble. He was nice enough to write me back since I'd been a fan for such a long time. And he's like, princesses and goblins and things like that, they're fine. They're really good. They're really fun to draw. But he's like, try other things. Try drawing different things. And so I tried drawing monsters, and I really liked it. They are a lot of fun to draw. I'm guessing you have to put more imagination into it if you don't necessarily have a model like a princess to work from. Yeah, well, a princess is pretty easy to make up. I mean, we all know what a prince or a princess looks like. With a monster, though, you can do all kinds of different things. You are not limited to what's just been on the silver screen or what's been on a piece of paper in the past. You can make your monsters look however you want them to look, and that's what I really enjoyed, because I've seen a lot of really good werewolves in movies and picture books and a lot of really bad ones. So I took what I liked and tried to create my own werewolf and my own type of art. But I will be honest, a lot of my art is heavily inspired by comic books, especially comic books by Michael Turner, who did Fathom, and he's done so much work. He worked for Marvel and DC, and I just loved his art so much. It's such a wonderful, cartoony realism that I couldn't help but pick up a couple of things from Mr. Michael Turner. The exhibit is going on at the Jorgensen Arts Center, the Fine Arts Gallery, through the end of the month, but there's a reception coming up next week. Yes, there is. Yes, October 14th from 3 to 6. You are anyone is welcome to come, and we will have snacks and refreshments, and you can ask me anything about my art or just enjoy looking around at all my werewolves and monsters and girls in pretty leather jackets and gowns, and just have a good time enjoying yourself, enjoy a little art.
All right, is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know today?
Dream evil. Don't be afraid to dream evil. The dark that you find can come out of your mind, and it can be fantastic.
Megan Brock has been our guest. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you. This was wonderful. This was so much fun.
And we'll be back with more in a moment here on Information Radio KWIX.